If you're going to school the first time, of course, you're going to be particularly nervous. But some kids actually dread going to school. They're really distressed. And when that happens, that's a condition that can be considered a separation anxiety disorder. And that can be serious.
And you say the signs of separation anxiety disorder include if your child shows excessive distress when discussing school, worries about bad things happening at home, has nightmares about separation, complains of nausea, stomach aches, and headaches. So what should a parent do if their child is showing these signs?
Okay, that's very important. First thing is recognize these are signs of something that's potentially serious. So, don't trivialize it and say, well, he'll get over it in a couple of days and that's it. If those persist, then I think you have to seek professional help. And so the main thing is to be alert.
Define persist. If they go on for how
3 to 4 weeks. If you see it happening that long, then you know they're not getting over it. And this is important because if it becomes entrenched, it's really difficult to get out of it. So consult with your school psychologist. What they may do is refer you to a child psychiatrist for some medication to lower the anxiety and to a psychologist for some therapy.
What causes separation anxiety?
Well, like many things, there are a lot of theories about this. Normally, it's associated with something going on at home. It looks as though they're afraid to go to school. But actually under that is a fear of leaving home because something's happened there. And the kid has emotionalized it, really, if you can put it in those terms. Maybe there's a death in the family. Maybe there's a separation. There could be a divorce pending. There can be all kinds, a new baby at home. Lots of things that have caused emotional stress.
And you have some tips for parents. You say, tip number one is choose a parent to handle separation. What does that mean?
Okay, that means, first of all, these are for the normal, not this is for everyday kind of jitters. The other requires professional intervention, I think. But, normally you're going to get some jitters. And I think the best thing is pick the parent who the kid separates from most easily. You don't want to look for trouble.
So, in other words, the parent that's not the favorite?
Well, not necessarily, but sometimes you separate more easily from one than another. And you're looking to make this easy, not more difficult for yourself. So let the other guy do it.
Okay. Tip number two, make goodbyes short and sweet.
Yeah, definitely, because if you're hovering there and you're standing over them, then they begin to think, well, maybe there is a reason to be nervous about being here.
It sounds like you're exacerbating the problem.
Yeah, you are exacerbating it because, hey, mom's hanging over me, then maybe I have reason to be concerned about it. Make it short and sweet and get out of there.
But what if your child is standing there crying, begging you not to go?
I know, it tears your heart out to see that, but I'll tell you what to do. Pass the kid off to the teacher and say, you're going to be fine, and then also reassure the child that, say, I'm going to be fine. Because sometimes they're worried about what's going to happen to you. And then check with the teacher later on in the day and find out if it went on for 4 or 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and then the kid calmed down, chances are by the end of the week there's not going to be a problem.
All right, what if, obviously this is probably going to start at home. Let's say your kid has to get on a bus to go to school. Does it help for the parent to drive the child to school, maybe kind of, or does that work against the short and sweet goodbye theory?
Well, it does work against it because I think if the kid's going to have to take a bus to school every day, then for you to do something exceptional and different beforehand isn't really going to help get him into the routine. So you want to get him right into the routine. Supposed to take a bus? You drop them off at the bus. And I know it makes you feel so sad to see them crying.
It does. I mean, this sounds like tough love, Larry.
No.
Last tip, you say, meet at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's really good. If you can arrange your schedule that first week anyway, I know you may be working, it's difficult. It's nice to be there. You can reassure them about their abandonment fears, that you're really there when they come home, and talk to them about their day's activities without being intrusive. Just have them discuss what went on during the day, and maybe treat her a little reward for being so courageous.
It sounds like just showing up is their reward.
Well, yes.
Is there a specific age that this typically starts at, and is there an age when this should really stop?
Well, certainly when they're first entering school, you're going to see some of it. And then as they go on,
preschoolers, you're talking.
Yeah, preschool is going to have some trepidation.
Right.
And then when they go into a new school setting, for example, if they move from preschool into kindergarten, any of the changes, even into junior high, there can be some anxieties. And then into high school, because you're leaving, a place that you're familiar with and you're a big shot, and suddenly now you're not a big fish in a little pond, but you're in a big place and people don't know you, and you have to start out all over again. So every step of the way, there's some anxiety.
Good advice. Dr. Larry Balter, always good to see you.
Thank you. Same here.